All right, it says we're live. So I want to go over step 4 of buying your Stillwater, Oklahoma home with you. Is that something you want to learn more about? I hope so, because that's what the title of the video was. So I don't want to deceive you. That's what we're going to talk about. Step 4 in buying your Stillwater, Oklahoma home. Whether you're coming here for OSU, you're coming here because you got a job with the city or the public schools here in Stillwater, or you got a job at OSU. You're not learning, you got a job there. Whatever the reason, you clicked on the video because you want to know more about step 4 of moving to Stillwater, Oklahoma. And hopefully you've enjoyed the last 3 videos. Hopefully you have. If you haven't, pause this video, open up a new tab, and go watch the other 3. They're pretty good too. They're going to get you caught up today. So let's go ahead and get started. It's super easy to write a winning offer most of the time. Most of the time. Look, the seller's already telling you what they want for the house. So it's not rocket science to figure out what will they take. Well, they put it there. Now, if it's a house that's super good, and we've looked at a lot of houses together now, maybe 6, 7, 8. We've looked at a lot of houses and we know it's the best out of them. And it's only been on the market 1 or 2 days. Guys, there's more than just us who thinks that this is a super good house too. So the list price is more the starting point at that stage. If it's a brand new home on the market. Now, if it's been on the market 30, 45 days, the list price, well, it's not getting it sold yet. It's not getting it sold yet. But if it's a brand new home and you know it's the one, someone else knows it's the one too. So you want to pay attention to that. And that leads us into the next step. That's the starting point. The list price is the starting point. So if you can handle it, $10,000 or $15,000 over ask is always going to get you the deal in most instances. In most instances. Well, Josh, I don't want to spend $15,000 over. Okay. Are you sure it's the one? Are you sure it's the right house? There's limited inventory in Stillwater. There's not that much land there. It's in the middle of Payne County. There, guys, come on. There's so much demand in Stillwater. If it's not the one, then like we talk about on which step, if it's not the one, then maybe it's just not time to write the winning offer yet. If it doesn't make you go, oh, I can't miss this deal, then it may not be the one. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the ways to protect you when you're offering $15,000 over. That is the escalation clause. The Oklahoma Real Estate Commission put together an amazing 2-page document that we can step up your offer by $1,000 increments up to the amount over that you're willing to pay. So if that amount over what you're willing to pay is $10,000 or $15,000, we can use the escalation clause to ensure that you're only paying $1,000 more than the next best offer. So if someone offered $200,000 on a $200,000 house, and you don't want to miss it, it's like the best $200,000 house you've seen since we've started looking together, then we can offer $215,000 with $1,000 increment step up. And if that next best offer was only $200,000, guys, you just bought the house for $201,000. $201,000. Wasn't it worth using the escalation clause in that instance? Yes. Now, what if the next best offer was $210,000? Well, you got it for $211,000. You got it for $211,000. And then there's 2 other things that you want to think about when you're writing a winning offer, and that's the closing date. What's good for the seller? Okay, if you want to win the deal, if you want to beat out other buyers, sometimes being an accommodating buyer is super helpful. What's the best closing date for the seller? Do they need a 45-day close, a 60-day close? That's where the agents that I work with and I come into play, because we can ask those questions of the listing agent. Hey, do they have a preferred closing date? And we can relay that info to you. And if those dates match up, let's use it. Let's use their closing date. They're the seller. Let's be an accommodating buyer. Let's win that offer. All right. And then also, if you're comfortable, only if you're comfortable, because this takes on a lot of liability, you could offer them a lease back too. If you want to close quick, 30 days, but give them 2 more weeks to move out, that's something you could do. It's something you could do. It's not something I personally would do, but if that's something you're comfortable with, you could do it, especially if you're buying it for a game home or an investment property or something like that. It's not that big of a deal. Well, no. Football season at the time of this video is still like 3 months away. So no worries there. And then remember, guys, even if you win the offer, when you win the offer, okay, you're not married to the home yet. We're just starting to date the home. We're just starting to get to know the home. Okay. We just we just set up our first date. That's what the offer is. It's just the first date. Don't fall in love yet. Don't fall in head over heels yet. We still got to get through all the inspections. That's going to be what our next video is all about. And the last thing I could tell you about writing a winning offer is the title company is super important, guys. You don't want to get stuck with a bad title company. Even if the title company is, 10 minutes from the house, sometimes it's better to have to drive a little bit further just to get a good title company. I promise you. Now, I believe Stillwater, Oklahoma has 3 different title companies, so you've got some choices there, and they're all pretty along the same lines good. But still, if you've got a preferred title company that you already know, like, and trust, that you do business with, who's going to actually work your file, driving a couple hours from the final walkthrough to go to closing, it may be worth it if you've got a great title company that you've already done business with. And that's it, guys. Those are tips to writing a winning offer. Those are tips to making sure that when you find the right home, you get it. And guys, all you got to do when it comes that time to make that happen, when you're writing a winning offer and you're going to buy your new Stillwater, Oklahoma home, when you're relocating to move in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and Stillwater, Oklahoma metro area, give the agents and I a call at XP Realty. We're here to help you with all your real estate needs. And consider subscribing to the channel. It's all about living in, relocating to, driving videos, home tours of Stillwater, Oklahoma. And we want to make you the most educated consumer so you can make the best decision. And when you need to act fast, you can pull that trigger and get the home that you're looking for. All right, guys. Josh Barnett, XP Realty. I'll see you on the next video.